Welcome to the With You Always podcast. My name is Eric Gallagher, and I'm excited to share with you today's reflection. Something that's been coming to my mind recently is this phrase that our bishop would use when he would share something that the Lord is doing in his heart. He would say that he received a particular grace. And I didn't know why I was really thinking about this until yesterday. I was praying with this and just thinking more about it and just thinking, Lord, what do you, as this new year approaches, I continue in my life to have these different paths in front of me. And I'm an idea guy and a creative guy. And so one of my struggles is committing to certain paths and maybe even more so a struggle of clarity as to which path the Lord wants me on because I'm constantly scattered in my thoughts and ideas and things like that. And I feel like I'm doing well in following that path, but I align that with this realization that the way the bishop spoke about this concept of a particular grace was moving in me. So I started thinking about that. Lord, what is our particular grace, and what particular graces have you given me? And very quickly, I started to be overfilled with these ideas and this awareness and this knowledge of, Lord, I remember over 25 years ago, you giving me a particular grace in my coming to discover the love that you have for me. And the particular grace was, Lord, you're the only thing that matters. You're the only thing that I want in my life. And I want to give my entire life to you. And that particular grace I'm realizing more and more is particular to me. One, just because of how specific it is. I look around at other Catholics who are faithful and holy, and I have this certain like enthusiasm or energy about this. I want to give everything to you, Lord. When I read about the saints and such, I resonate with the way that they gave themselves completely over to God. And sometimes I can even be judgmental, frustrated by the church because they don't have that same enthusiasm that I received through the particular grace that was given to me. But see, that's the reality of our particular grace is it's meant for an individual. So the way that the Lord has loved me and given me that grace to say yes to him over 25 years ago is different than the way that he invites and calls other people. Now the call is the same, right? He wants the same kinds of things from us, but I have a unique perspective and a unique gift and grace because of what particular grace the Lord has given to me. And so that helps me define and have and know the path that the Lord is calling me to be on because he continues to affirm and bring newness to that grace in my life. And it reverberates within me as I'm responding daily to that particular call and that particular grace that he has given me. Now, also within this new year, the thing that's occurring to me and I'm starting to realize is I believe strongly that the Lord gives each of us a particular grace each and every day throughout our life. He continues to plant these seeds of grace in our life. And I think the new year is a really important time for us to look at things and reflect and say, who am I and who am I called to be? What am I called to focus on? And not so much as a resolution to try to fix bad things or create better habits in my life, but Lord, what particular grace have you been putting on my heart that I need to take more seriously and become more aware of and commit to responding to throughout this next year? So, my invitation to you today is to spend some time thinking about what are the things that have been stirring in your heart as important? What are the things that are stirring in your heart that you desire or hungry for, or maybe perhaps more passionate about than others? And are you taking that as a sign of a particular grace from God as he begins to stir these things up in your hearts? And how will you respond to that particular grace throughout this coming year?